Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast. My name is Amir. This is your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. Pushing to 2,000 subscribers. So if you guys do enjoy the channel, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. So for today's episode, I want to talk about Gordon Hayward. He was on the Dan LeBatard show. He revealed why he ultimately did not join the Miami Heat back in 2017 when he was a free agent and before he signed with the Boston Celtics. So Gordon Hayward was, again, on the Dan LeBatard show, and he said that he was ready to sign with the Miami Heat after his meeting with Pat Riley and co. But his agent, Mark Bartelstein, insisted that he completed other meetings on his schedule, including the one with the Boston Celtics, and we all know he ended up going to the Boston Celtics. So he was quoted to say, "I remember vividly telling my agent after each meeting, like I started with Miami, and I'm like, I want to go to Miami. We don't even need to go to the other meetings. Miami is the place I want to be." And he said, "That's fine." His agent said, let's go hear everyone out. The Heat have always been a first-class organization, according to Hayward. And he said, "I was really close to signing there. I feel like Spo is one of the best coaches in the league. And obviously Pat Riley is legendary in his own rights." He said, "I was very close to signing. My brother-in-law lives in Miami. My wife would have loved living there and the beach and everything." But he ultimately decided to go to Boston. So it's because of his agent essentially saying, "Hey, you have these commitments," which I understand. It's fair. Might as well weigh out all your options before you make a career-altering decision. And, his agent said, "Hey, just let's go hear out the Celtics." Like, obviously, your former coach from Butler, Brad Stevens, is the coach for the Celtics. Ultimately, he became the Celtics president of basketball operations. And that was a huge factor, of course, when he decided to actually go to Boston, was to play for his former coach. And it's unfortunate for Hayward that happened, because he did play with the Celtics in 2017, and in the first game had that gruesome, I think it was a broken leg. That injury was just horrible. And, he ended up staying with Boston just for 3 seasons, and then he eventually went to Charlotte. And then last season he played with OKC as a buyout candidate, but hardly played. And now he's retiring, which is crazy. So, he didn't have a chance to actually compete for a championship, which is super unfortunate. And he was a really good player before that injury. He still was a good player afterwards, especially on Charlotte, but he was on a bad team. He didn't really help them do anything. But with the Utah Jazz, before he went to the Celtics, he was an all-star one time in 2016, averaged 22 points that season, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1 steal, shot 40% from 3. So, really good wing player, tried hard on defense, wasn't the best, but, gifted scorer, 3-point scorer. He could have been in this Miami Heat system with Spo, and his career could have been, altered for sure in 2017 if he did join the Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics. But it's unfortunate that he did have to retire. No team wanted to sign him. He's only 33 years old, or 34, I believe. And it seems like he could have still contributed to a contender for the minimum, which I'm surprised. I might have taken him over Alec Burks, honestly, because Alec Burks is only 2 years younger than him. But he averaged still with Charlotte last season before he got traded in 25 games, 14.5 points, almost 5 assists, almost 5 rebounds, and a steal. Shot 36% from 3. So I feel like this guy should have something left in the tank, but apparently not. And I would have loved to take a flyer on him. I wanted him to be a buyout candidate for the Miami Heat last season, but he ultimately ended up signing with the OKC Thunder, and now he is retired, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so thanks to his agent, he didn't sign with the Miami Heat, and that altered his trajectory of his career and his life. But, I liked Gordon Hayward as a player. I thought he was solid. Seems like a good guy. So good luck to him in his retirement. But anyway, that's all I have for this episode. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.